Welcome back to the Half a Day Show. I'm your host, Jay Half a Day, the flyest man on the internet, and this is The Lunch Break.
Is this camera on me?
I hope so.
It is so good to see y'all. I missed y'all. Hopefully y'all miss me. But if you're unfamiliar, this is the Half a Day Show, and I'm your host, Jay Half a Day, flyest man on the internet, just in case you missed the opening monologue. If that counts as a monologue. It doesn't. But we have a celebration today. And in special celebration in fashion, we got some heat on our feet. Corks might pop a bottle on y'all niggas today. I might not. We're celebrating 4 months in Chicago today. It has been an interesting journey, but I made it. I had a second job. I quit a second job. I lived by myself. I done survived the remnants of the winter, experiencing my first summertime shy. My girlfriend's moved in fully. We got a fucking couch now. I don't know if y'all recall the last time I did one of these. I was sitting on a damn beanbag. And this is going to be an interesting episode. For those of y'all unfamiliar with the forecast, well, not the forecast. For those of y'all unfamiliar with the format of these episodes, these are a weekly roundup of all my greatest hits of takes that I put out on TikTok daily. Talking 2, 3, 4 videos every day. So I'm putting them all in a nice digestible format on YouTube for you guys to all watch in one place, broken out throughout your week on your lunch break. This is my lunch break, and I'm literally recording this before I have to go back to work. So I try to keep these under 10 minutes, and I go from different topics. Like this one, we're going to be talking about a lot of, fun stuff, what I've been up to in Chicago. Tomorrow I'll talk about media, movies I've watched, TV shows I've been watching, a lot of stuff in pop culture. The next day I might talk about politics, sports, and then some of these episodes I might talk about culture and general things happening in the Black community, things I'm observing, things I'm writing down. So there's a lot to talk about, and we got a little bit of time, but let's get started. So since the last time y'all seen me, the job market has gotten worse. Y'all president has gotten crazier. And a lot of other shit has happened. This ain't the politics episode, but some of the stuff I'm talking about may be political adjacent. We'll see. But I think the biggest lesson I've learned since being in Chicago is how to find a balance. Like working that second job while also throwing events in the city, while also, doing social media, trying to, find my inner peace and stuff like that, going to church, while also having a full-time job and running a business. I think I reached that upper limit of what I can do before reaching burnout. So I had to take a break. I had to sort of compartmentalize and prioritize what I can actually do to keep the freaking lights on in here. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This fucking apartment is expensive as shit. But this was a faith move. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I did not expect to be thrown in such a situation that I'm in financially so soon. Like I thought things by about the June, July time in my life would have panned out, and they're still panning. If you know, I've been battling with the Army for like the past 3 years to get my freaking disability up and started. And it has just been a gruesome journey, bro. Like the unprofessionalism of my unit is bar none. They are so bad at their job. And I hate to badmouth some of these folks, but it's like I was in the Army. I enlisted when I was 19. I'm 27 now. I got hurt when I was 21. So at this point in time, I have been out of the Army longer than I was in the freaking Army. And I still don't have any benefits. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I think it's a testament to just how unprofessional they are. They lost my freaking LOD. They had to recreate it. I had to re-enlist twice. And if they don't finish this shit up by November, it'll be 3 times I'd have to re-enlist into the Army to finish this fucking process. So I'm frustrated. So I'm juggling with that. And I had to get a second job because, like I said, life is freaking expensive. And I was paying for all this shit by myself. Still am, kind of, but it's like I'm trying to find that balance. So it's like I'm trying to be responsible. Like, yeah, my salary could cover this shit by myself, but I still want to be able to maintain a certain quality of life for myself. Like, I like going out. I like being able to take trips. So yeah, I had to get that second job. And yeah, I quit that second job because they were working me to freaking death. Who would have thought working at a restaurant as a host, not in the kitchen, not serving tables, not doing no management shit like that, as a host, seating people, taking orders, and managing reservations would have been so freaking draining. They had me working like damn near 6 days a week, 5 days and 5 hours a day after working 8 hours already. I was tired, so I had to quit. And it's unfortunate because it's like the little extra change really was nice. It was allowing me to maintain like my extravagant lifestyle, going out and doing whatever I want, whenever I want. But now we got to be disciplined. So that's the balance. You got to sacrifice certain things to be in certain places. I live in the heart of the freaking city. It's beautiful. It's walkable. It's everything I want, but it comes with a cost. So I had to sacrifice some space, lost my freaking studio. So now we're recording in the living room. What else? I mean, that's pretty much the update. But I'm also enjoying it. It sounds miserable, but I promise you I'm having my fucking way out here. Shout out to the guys, man, the Real Husbands of Chicago, the Real House Husbands of Chicago. They have made it a great point to freaking put me into the mix of every social circle in the city. I've met so many people in the 4 months that I've been here. People have connected me with new business opportunities, new friends, just a whole bunch of different things. And it has been really fulfilling and gratifying. It felt like I was damn near speed running Chicago when I got out here. Like in DC, DMV, like it was a gradual climb to get where I was at. Like it took 8 years for me to finally feel comfortable in the DMV, like socially, like entrepreneurially, like even as like a content creator. I got to Chicago in March, and I can say now that I got my feet planted and I'm ready to do freaking interviews. So if you're a creator, an entrepreneur, an academic, you come sit right here. I'll come sit or whatever there, wherever you want to do. Come on after this show. Let me interview you. I promise you I have really thought-provoking conversations on this show, and I want to get behind the brand. So we're going to be relaunching those this fall. But I'm also a full-time grad student. I got one more semester left, y'all. So we can we pass some applause in right there? This is my last semester. I didn't get to walk the stage for undergrad graduation, but I'm damn sure going to be walking across that stage at Penn State in December. So I'm happy to be closing out this chapter in my life. It's been an interesting one, but it's time to close that chapter. I am schooled out. And I'm glad I didn't take any classes over the summer because I needed that reset. Like I feel recharged. I feel ready to learn again. And I feel ready to coast off into the sunset. You feel me? But back to what's been going on in Chicago. Outside of, the second job, get my bearings, going out, meeting new people, I've also been throwing events with Elevate Social, and that has also been a learning curve. Like, I don't know if you guys notice about me, but like I come from a background of hospitality and service. My family owns one of the largest Black-owned catering companies in the DMV, Get Plated. Shout out to Alex and Keon. I worked with them all throughout college, and like I pretty much learned my way around the hospitality industry, watching my sister organize these events, networking with people and building and brokering these contracts and stuff like that. On top of that, one of my first jobs when I was working at I was also putting on events, major public events for my office that I worked with for my first job. So it's like I've always had this skill of curating things and like the logistical eye and operational detail that you need to plan events and execute things. So when my boy Adam hit me up and he was like, yeah, I want you to sort of run the ship, pilot the ship when it comes to Chicago, I was like, hell yeah. Because it's like, I really enjoy that type of stuff. Like, realistically, if there was an opportunity where I could just do this full time, 100% would, because it's way more fulfilling than what I do in corporate consulting for the government. Like, you don't ever really get to see the fruits of your labor pan out in the industry that I'm at. And then also is like that gratifying need as humans, like we want to know that we're doing fulfilling work, and we also want other people to know we're doing good work. Y'all have no idea what I do. I change my answer up every time somebody asks me, and it's just the nature of the industry that I'm in. But I've really been enjoying curating and throwing these parties, because it is more than just parties. Like I'm treating this shit like a business, because it is a business. It's a 6-figure, almost 7-figure, enterprise of parties and conglomerates across major cities in America. So it's like I'm developing SOPs. I'm sort of drafting up different systems that they can use for outreach, making templates, all that stuff that I do for the government. I'm doing it for them. And then I'm also being a creative as well in this thing. Like I think one of my favorite things that I've been learning from this experience is that you can show your creativity in different ways outside of just like, videography, photography, art, and stuff like that. You can be a creative in the event production space. Like, for example, 2 weeks ago I think it was 2 weeks ago almost, we had a 2,000 person party at one of the biggest venues in Chicago, Recess, and we did a denim day party. And that theme was something that I was able to curate with Kevin White and Kofi and really see all the activations come together in the 10th hour of the time. And it was a really awesome product. So that was really nice to do. I have 2 events coming up this weekend. When this drops, they'll already be gone for Lollapalooza weekend. So that was the first 2 that I really sort of shepherded away all by myself. I'll talk about that in a later episode, but I think I did a good job.